Okay, that should be going now. Okay, cool. So to kick it off, I guess from my understanding is first thing that we need to do is we need to obviously build 1,000 points worth of an army. Is that correct? So 1,000 points straight off the bat, build that up, and that's going to be like your roster that you can pull from. Correct?
Yes, that's right. So
And
yeah, there's a difference of 1,000 point roster
yeah,
and then the 500 point armies when you go to muster.
yeah. So how does that work? So like the is it the first battle is 500 and then it's slowly each battle it increments up from there, or is it like 500 for the first like month, or how does that work?
It basically depends on like the rate that we want to go at. So we can say like, if we want phase one of the campaign to be like, um, let's say 3 battles, we can say let's have a battle every 2 weeks. So then 6 weeks, then we can basically increment it up, and like we can kind of decide that as we probably lay it out now,
Yeah, that's what I was
like
thinking there.
how
Like
long we want this to be.
when we have most of us on the call, let's just figure out because like I'm thinking probably 2 games in a month is probably okay for the campaign. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but 2 games we could probably most people could fit in between like either TTS or doing like our monthly meetups or even just scheduling between ourselves. Or is that too
Yeah,
much?
no, that should be fine. I think. At
Yeah.
least in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it should be doable.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
go
How many
2 a
requisition
month.
points?
Requisition points are 5.
Okay.
Hey,
So
so I just got this message.
Hey Blair, how's it going? We just started to chatting here, so we kicked it off by just saying that to begin the campaign itself, what we're gonna be starting with is you're gonna come up with 1,000 points worth of an army, and that's gonna be, I guess we'd consider that your roster, and then there's, or would it be considered something different?
I think
I-
it's called like your Crusade Force.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
what it's called.
Yeah, but we're gonna be limited to 1,000 for now, or well, that's the good question. Can we still spend to increase? Because we start with 5 RP. Can we spend upwards to increase it that way, or are we just gonna all do 1,000 for now?
no, the RP are you can spend them how you want to. So you
Right.
can increase your Crusade force. Like if you want to spend all your Crusade points and do like increase it entirely, like
Mm,
you can do that. But we're still going to be playing the 500 point battles. So you'll just
yeah.
have more options, and you can spend your RP that you earn later on other things. So it's entirely up to you at that point, and how big you want to make your Crusade force. And then each battle right now is just 500.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good. And then also, Blair, we were talking about like how many games we want to do like per month roughly to start. We were thinking about just doing 2 games per month for the Crusade. Um, we think that's kind of manageable. And then like
Yeah.
between like scheduling and stuff like that, either we do through TTS or monthly meetups, or we just schedule in between each other and just find a time that we can all play. So I like 2 games a month is probably doable for you. You think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can make 2 games a month
Sick.
for
Okay.
sure.
Cool. So yeah, so we'll do 2 games a month. Everybody's starting with 5 RP, and RP, like, I guess maybe give me a quick brief on what is RP, that RP that we start with. Like, I think I understand what it is, but
I don't have
So-
the book yet, so I was just going on the internet and kind of just looking, and so I kind of got the gist of it, but
right.
Yeah, and so originally I think I said that we were going to do Knockmoon Gauntlet, and
Yeah.
I decided against that
Okay.
just to like keep it simple for the first one. So I'm basically just going to go off the core rulebook, and it's also the easiest one to come by for online.
Oh, okay. Like, there's there some like a reference that we can use, like we could put in the chat, or is it just like Wahapedia that we'd have to like reference for that stuff?
For that stuff, I think it's just Wahapedia.
Okay.
I can't remember if Games Workshop posts the Crusade rules.
yeah.
Okay. I'll see if I can
how
find
they
a
post
link for it
how
or
they
something.
post the core rulebook.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do the Crusade.
I have the Crusade rules in my rule book, but I bought a physical copy, so.
Yeah, same. So I have it there. I just can't remember if it's online.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it here. I'm looking at Wikipedia just on their Crusade rules, but it might be somewhere else that has like all the details of what to do. But if I can find it, if you guys know where a link is at, that we could just put it in the chat. To be honest, I'll probably get the core rulebook because it's just easier that way. But if there's a link for anybody that doesn't want to get the core rulebook, then it might make things easier. If anybody finds one.
Okay.
But I don't know. Is it easy
Scrolling
enough to
through it.
do it without the having? Oh, you got it there. Nice.
Yeah, it's because I mean, it's just looking through my codex. There's things I can buy with RP.
Yeah.
Yeah, so codexes, will each have some things that you can buy specifically to your army. The rulebook will have more generic ones, and then like if you want to use other supplements, like
Yeah, in a sec, I'm just on the phone.
Because like other supplements, like what do you mean by other supplements? Or are you just talking about like each
Like, I
individual
think-
army's codex?
I think the
Like,
core rule books have like things you can spend them on, and then the supplement, the Nexus Pharos has ones that you can buy. They each have different things.
yeah, some are more specific to like that campaign, but
Yeah.
like if you're like, oh, I want to roll on this battle trait table, then you know, I don't think
Yeah,
we should say
so-
that you can't.
So, like for instance, mine, when I recruit an officer, I can pay 1 RP, and then he gains 6 XP. For instance.
Yeah, and there's like different relics that you can buy in each of the campaign books, so like we can open that up. It doesn't really matter. It's not like it'll be game breaking. And Crusades generally become less about, well, you tend to get more overpowered stuff.
Yeah, it's just like anything else that's narrative. Once somebody can run away with it, but then how you do that is everybody kind of beats up on that person. Because I played lots of Necromunda, and that's how they do it in Necromunda. If somebody gets overpowered, they kind of just beat them up. And then they have stuff where you have like, if you're fighting someone overpowered, you get the underdog stuff, I think.
Yeah, there are rules. If someone's getting ahead, it's Crusade Blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that just being a little snowbally if somebody is just winning and then they get all their RP, spending it on everything, and then becomes a bit of a swing.
Yeah. I've had one instance of a Crusade where I think Mike managed to pull off like 12 experience in one game.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for the most part we'll watch for that, but it sounds like there's like kind of like balancing elements to it too.
Yeah,
So.
I've played with guys when they start getting better. What they do is they kind of just like retire some other best stuff just to stay on par.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
generally it just comes down to us policing ourselves and just try to make it a fun thing rather than like making it competitive with broken rules from Crusade.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess so. Yeah, so we'll all have 5 RP to start, and we can. There's no limitation on what we can spend it on, as long as we're just following with the rules, either the core book or a codex book. Spend it as you will. There's no limitation on what you can and can't spend the RP on, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, spend it on what you want. Like, within the rules, because everyone can only have like one warlord trait at the beginning. So,
what's a warlord trait? What is that?
well, sorry, I guess that's a pre-edition thing. It's an enhancement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And you have to spend an RP to get that enhancement, basically, is what you're saying. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the first one costs 1. I think the second one costs 2, but a Crusade army can only have 1 at the beginning.
Oh, okay. So you can spend an RP to get an enhancement, but right now what we're saying is only 1 enhancement to start. Okay.
Yeah, and that enhancement. So I don't know if anyone's been reading. So you make your Crusade Force, and that's when your Crusade Force, and that's when you add the enhancement. So if you go to add let's say you're making your Lord of Contagion.
Yes.
You're picking an enhancement from anything that's available to him, from any detachment, anything in your book.
Yeah, like for instance, like when I
then-
started to build it, like we'll just use an example. Like I put an enhancement on him, then I imported it into this list basically. But I would realistically, how would the points work on that? Because would I just use the standard points without paying the points for the enhancement, or do I still pay the points for the enhancement?
You still pay the points for the enhancement.
Okay, so I could just leave it like it is now. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you leave it like it is now, but you're not bound to the detachment that the enhancement came from.
Yeah, so I could pick an enhancement from any of the detachments. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then right now I think we decided no epic heroes. We can get those later if we want. And then I think
And
normally they
you're
can inexperience, but in Nocturne Gauntlet they can, so we'll just bust that out if we actually bring in Epic Heroes.
and you're fine with a few Legends units.
Yeah, I think Legends we're fine with. I don't think anything's really busted.
Yeah, I just had this thing of like I bought this thing and then they threw it in Legends the minute I bought it, and I'm like, God damn it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not even that overpowered. It's like strength 7 AP 1, I think, 2 damage, indirect fire.
True.
Okay, so we got the RP to spend. Everybody knows to make their armies starting with 1,000 points. Spend your RP. 2 matches per month roughly. Beyond that, so like when we schedule the matches, and then so it's just like how do the matches get scheduled? Like I guess like because you're kind of like running it, I guess, so you decide the matches. But when we go to play the matches, are there like specific rules and stuff? Like how does that work?
Yeah, so like I have all the first missions laid out.
Okay, so there's
and
missions. Okay, gotcha.
yeah, so all the missions are coming from the rulebook.
Okay.
Just to make it simpler. And if people can't find like that specific mission, I can send a screenshot or like a picture of the page.
Right.
But yeah, basically when I post the matchups, it'll have a mission attached for which one you should be playing at that point.
Okay, gotcha. And then you play the mission, you play the match, and then I have that Crusade battle report chat so we can post our battle reports. What are we really posting in there, I guess? Or what's valuable to post in there? Or do we even need to post it? Like how does that work?
Like I'll definitely need to know who's winning and who's losing.
Right.
But if you guys want to include like, is it a major, like if you guys start looking at the score, like is it a major victory? Is it a minor victory type thing?
Okay.
And it's up to you how you guys want to write that. If it's just like, if you want to go full narrative thing, like you gave me for your background for your Death Guard, like you can be like that.
Right.
Or it can just be like, if you and I were playing, let's say Death Guard won, minor victory, and just like some noteworthy things that happened.
Oh, okay,
And-
like a
and maybe,
character
like-
died or a character did some crazy shit, like blew up a tank or something, yeah.
Yeah, or like, after the game, these guys got battle scars. Yeah. 'Cause
Right.
battle scars are, happen if your squad dies.
Oh, yeah, I guess we'll have to run through that. So I guess that begs the question of how like at the end of the match how you tally up all those battle scars and stuff like that, cuz I don't really know how that works per se. So like when I
Yeah.
finish a match, how does all like tallying everything up work? I think I have an idea, but
Yeah, so there's a few things to remember during a game, and after the game.
mhm.
So every game you're gonna get one requisition point, 1 RP, just for playing. Every unit that plays in the game gets 1 experience, and then you also need to keep a kill tally for each thing that's participating. Because if your squad wipes out 3 enemy units, they get an extra experience, and it's for every 3 they kill throughout the campaign.
Yeah, so you got to keep a tally on how many units they kill.
And what do you get? You get every 3 they get extra 3 experience?
Every 3 they kill, they get 1 experience.
An extra 1. Okay.
Yeah, but let's say if you have Lord of Contagion inside a squad of Death Shroud.
Yeah.
To mark the kill tally, you're gonna pick if it's the leader or the squad that is getting the kill tally.
Oh.
Get it? You have to pick if you have characters inserted.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. So you do get a pick. So like if the unit kills something, you have the character attached, you pick who's tallying for that kill. Okay.
Yeah.
And can it bleed over? So like let's say like I doubt it would happen, but like let's say that same unit killed 4 or 5 things, and I assign 3 of them to the unit. Do those 4 or 5 carry over to the next fight, like the next match, I guess, or is it only per the match? So it would make sense to not really go for that.
It's It's for the entire campaign. They have a kill tally for the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
That,
So like
that keeps rolling over.
so that 4th,
Yeah, so
5th.
if they kill 2
Yeah.
in the first game and then 1 unit in the second game, that's when they get their extra
Right.
AP
Okay, cool. So it's good
or
to know.
XP.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then every time a unit dies, at the end of the battle, you just roll a d6. On a 1, they get a battle scar.
Yeah.
And then you have to consult the table and see what happens.
Mhm.
And the battle scars, there's like a standard set of battle scars in that same link that you posted. Like I didn't see any in the index or the codex that I have. I don't know if they're anywhere else except for the core rules, right?
I think they're
Yeah,
in
let
the
me
core
double check.
rules.
My codex has some specific ones to Tyranid. I
Oh,
think
really?
it's only in the. I think they're only in like the 10th edition codexes.
Yeah, they're in the codexes and actually page 14 of that document I sent.
Yeah, I see the one. Yeah, I see the one from the core rules. I just didn't see any in the codex that I'm looking at. So it was interesting. Okay, so maybe I
Yeah,
just
like-
follow those ones in the core ones, and I guess.
Yeah, if you don't have any in your codex, then yeah, just follow the core ones.
Yeah,
You'll
sounds
definitely have like weapon modifications in your codex, but you could also roll on the rulebook ones.
Yeah, like I see that I have some boons that I can put on my guys. Okay. So at the end you're gonna do the kill tally. Is there anything else that you need to carry over from the end of the match, or is it just score basically and then kill tallies?
Anything that carries over, yeah, it's just like the score, the kill tallies, because there are other benefits that you're gonna be tossing out, and then every mission that
Yeah.
you play is gonna have not victory conditions, but rewards.
Right.
So like you may gain extra experience, you may gain relics depending on like what mission you're fighting in.
And that's mission dependent, so that's separate
Yeah.
from, because my next question is going to be agendas, but that's separate from agendas?
Yes, that's separate from agendas.
Ooh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
So you're gonna have your mission for the battle, and then your I can't remember if agendas are. No, I think agendas are open once the game starts. I think.
Yeah, I think it's per mission though, right? For the agendas, you get to select an agenda per mission, or is it an agenda for No.
It's agenda for that battle.
for that battle? That's what it is.
Yeah, and then like sometimes you're gonna have what are they called? When you muster your army, like when you play Space Marines, for example,
Mhm.
you get to decide like what kind of like deeds you're gonna go into for that campaign.
Yeah, see, mine, I have what's called a oh shit, what's it called? A where is it? I think it's like a tours of duty is what mine is. So like I have to roll for that, and I get like how many battles I need to fight and how many victories in that set number of battles.
Yeah, and the Tyranids have one where they're trying to devour a planet, and it's normally it's like a random planet within the campaign setting that they're getting biomass from.
Hmm.
So like Nick will be doing that while Space Marines are doing their heroic sagas or whatever, and the Militarum are doing their
Tours of duty.
tours of duty.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that's all outside of the Crusade thing that I had built.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like specific to you what you're trying to do outside of the crusade. Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So when is round 1 starting?
Yeah, what do we think for probably right away, to be honest? We just have to do the matchups to begin with, so we would post the matchups probably think just in the Discord, and then we'll schedule them on our own or however we want to do them.
So when you're building your forces for like each battle you do, you can put your list together right before the game, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Like as soon as you know who you're fighting, you could basically
Yeah.
start building your list.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
maybe
perfect.
so yeah, let's put forward like what the matchups are, so then we can know kind of, we could try to schedule or whatever. So what are you thinking, or how do we want to kick this off? Because I'm assuming there's going to be an overarching campaign Do we want to talk about that first, and then we'll talk about what the matchups are like? So then there's the narrative setting behind why we're matched up, or what do you think?
Yes, I can post those.
Sounds good.
And then are we doing like the battle ready points like being as bonus points? And encourage painting kind of deal?
Ooh, that's a good idea. I think so. I don't know. What does everybody think? Because like, I know I've been slacking on my painting for my Death Guard. I mean, I've kicked back into it, but I think encouraging
because it
painting
is
was
a
fun.
narrative thing, so I'm always for that because it's like it encourages you to paint, and it is narrative, so it's like
Adds to the immersion. Yeah, I would agree with it. I would like the idea of incentivizing painted armies being battle ready. I don't know. Is anybody against it?
Yeah. I'm
I
for
guess
it.
what do we want to do to incentivize?
Just like the battle ready 10 points extra, right? That you normally get if
Yeah, the
you're
extra
playing.
10 points.
I think, yeah, just one second while I
Yeah,
look at
finish
a mission.
your whatever you're doing there, but.
Yeah, I just want to look at like an example of scoring for a Crusade game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess we could. Like some of these are still using like the 100 points, so yeah, I don't see why not.
We could also maybe make it like a per round raffle kind of thing for like a free, either an extra requisition point or two, or enhancement or something.
Oh, you're thinking like instead of giving the 10 extra points, you just put it into a raffle. Whoever's got their painted army, raffle
Like
it
if,
off.
because I'm not 100% sure, but I know we're not using Nachmund, but I know the scoring for Nachmund is wildly different. So Armageddon might be the same, and I think Battle Ready goes away in Nachmund.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know
not
if
too
they'll
sure.
do
That's
the
why
same
I'm
in
not really
Armageddon.
using Nachman and just the Crusade rules.
Yeah.
And then I figured once Armageddon comes out, like this campaign, I kind of set it up so that it's on the fringes of Armageddon, and then
Yeah.
basically we'd go to Armageddon after.
oh, that's the next narrative thing that's coming out.
Yeah.
Well, which is perfect because I am playing Armageddon Steel Legion. So.
Yeah, I mean, we could do. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably like if we're already still doing the regular 100-point scoring and it gives us the 10 bonus points, then it like cuz like then it incentivizes everybody to paint, but if only one person's getting pulled out of the rally, maybe some people won't paint, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but it does give you a slight advantage with having a painted army, so I'd lean more towards for now until we get to Armageddon where maybe battle ready goes away. Try to go towards just giving the points for the painted army. I don't know if that's fair or not, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with whatever. So
okay.
Like I said, sometimes you just gotta try it. It doesn't work. Scrap it and try something else.
Yeah, I don't know how swingy you like 10 extra points might be. It could swing a match. It could not. I'm not too sure how close usually these will be. So, I think we
I
start
also
with the
don't
10.
really
Yeah.
I also don't really have a whole lot of skin in the game because I was kind of forced to have everything painted for the tournament anyway. So
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
And most of my stuff is I've been painting it over the last 10 years. So
It incentivizes me to keep painting it again because I got to catch up.
there
On
there
that.
is some stuff I gotta finish. I gotta finish my custom Rough Riders, and I gotta paint my one artillery piece. And
Okay. Yeah, I think for the most part that answered most of the questions that I have at least. We'll just wait to see what the matchups will look like, and then we can kind of like schedule that stuff, and then kick it off. Like the first few matches, there might be more questions after and in between too. Is there any other
Oh, I'm sure
questions?
there's gonna be a bunch of questions.
Yeah, exactly. Like after we get this kind of kicked off, it's mostly just like let's get it going, see what questions do come up. But is there anything anybody else had questions about before we start kicking stuff off, or have any questions about like how to build the army, what they can spend their points on.
I guess
So
one comment is
are you allowed
yeah.
enhancements on multiple characters? Like if I spent like RP on 2 characters and I have enhancements on both characters,
I
there's
think
nothing wrong with that.
there's one enhancement right now per character for the first battle round. So only one enhancement right now, I think, is where we're leaning towards.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just
because
leave
the
one
unit
and
requisition,
away
one.
to get to there.
Okay.
the
Yeah.
requisition, you normally have to use it on like a level up, except for the
Okay, yeah.
first one. The very first one you do, you get it for free. So, well, not for
Okay,
free.
no,
You still have to
perfect.
spend the RP, but it's
Yeah,
not a level up.
oh, perfect. Just so I know when I build my list, I
Did you have a question,
know what
Dan?
Just a comment, I guess. So like, I don't think anybody would cheat because it's just for fun. But like, the out of action rolls for your destroyed units, probably should just do it right at the end of your game.
Oh, I see
'Cause
what
if
you're
you roll a
saying.
one, then then you're out of action, you get a battle scar, right?
Yeah, that's usually what we did with Necromunda. Like as soon as the game was over, or even as the unit went out, we'd roll on the injury table for Necromunda.
I think I'm fine with just doing kind of all of your scoring, all of your tallying, everything towards the end of the match, just with whoever you're
Yeah.
playing against, anyways. So I would
Mm.
agree with just
Yeah.
doing it right then and there, and then it adds to the narrative experience because you could say in your battle report, oh, like this guy was out of action and this guy
Dude.
heroically did this, and yeah.
Gorabor.
That raises a question for me, because with the Tyranids, I can bring an endless multitude unit back into battle into the same fight that was destroyed during that fight. So are they still getting a battle scar if they survive after that point? Or does the original still get a battle scar? And the other one is just a freebie.
Well, I
I
think
think that would be kind of like my reinforcement stratagem I'd play. Like I still think it's the same unit.
Because the way it's worded is you spend your command points when the unit dies,
Yeah.
and you put a duplicate unit into strategic reserve.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah, so
as
it's a
it's the
duplicate
same
unit, so
as
it's not
my
the same.
reinforcements, right? It's a duplicate unit, and it
Yeah,
goes
but it's
into
not the same
reserves,
unit.
excluding characters, and then they
Yeah.
come on. I know. I always thought it was kind of like the same unit. Like you don't get, it doesn't multiply the unit. I don't think.
Well, I was more wondering if at the end of the battle, if they still get the battle scar if they survived after coming back onto the table.
Oh, I
That
see.
was
Do you
more
have
my
to
question.
roll for it basically? Do you have to roll for the
No.
battle scar if they come back? I thought
Oh,
no.
yeah,
I would think no,
that's
right?
what I'm asking.
Is that correct?
But if they died that second time, then I would.
I'd have to look that up. I'm pretty sure since they get destroyed, they'd have to roll on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so because that stratagem is essentially you're bringing in a brand new unit that's the exact same.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I can't remember if I'm reading it from like an older edition or remembering it from an older edition is where basically stuff that came back didn't get the experience.
Okay, so it
But I'd have
counts
to
as
find
the
that.
unit being destroyed, and then it's just like a ghost unit coming.
Yeah, essentially. I'll see if I can find it after this though.
I'm okay with that. I just was looking for clarification on how we wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I think there's an FAQ or something somewhere. It's obviously not like they don't issue FAQs for narrative stuff generally, but it does say that when you are like bringing on a replacement unit for one of those rules, it is considered like a separate unit.
Yeah, we'll just play with it. That yeah, you would roll a battle scar if they get destroyed for now until we see something otherwise. I think.
That's fine. Works for me.
Cool. Any other questions, or should we just get to sign in some games?
Let's get to matchups. I want to see who's going to kill the demons first.
Yeah, sounds good. What are we thinking, James? Do you want to set up the narrative? Is it just like a typed up narrative, or?
Yeah, I just have it typed up, so I'll post the like overview.
Okay.
And then can't you spend your Yeah, you can spend your requisition points to up your order of battle, right?
Yeah, to get more supply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
so it's
that's
1 point for every 200 points of supply for every 1 requisition point, so you can get up to another 800 points on your order of battle if you want. But keeping
Yeah,
in
I was
mind that
just
the matches itself can only be 500 points. So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
more tools to play with.
It's just more tools in your toolbox to bring. Yeah, no, I was just looking at my requisites. There's only like maybe a couple I'd buy, so it's like, well, I need to spend those on something because I think you lose them.
All right, we got it here. So the conflict on the planet Galthor is intensifying. Astra Militarum forces are entrenched on the planet to protect the vital hive city Viridia, a bustling industrial and agricultural hub. However, things have taken a darker turn with the rise of disease and corruption in the city. The Death Guard, led by Malignus Bloom, have begun the spread of the plagues of Nurgle through Viridia, turning parts of the hive city into festering grounds of decay. Meanwhile, the Necron tombs, hidden deep within the jungles of Galathor, are beginning to stir. The awakening of these ancient warriors signals the potential for a devastating war across the planet. In the shadows, the Tyranids have detected the presence of the Necron tombs and are drawn towards the rich biomass of the planet, hungry for its resources. To make matters worse, the Imperium has called in reinforcements to combat the growing plague. The Space Wolves have answered the call, ready to hunt down the forces of chaos and restore order to the planet. As the battle intensifies, the forces of chaos led by the Chaos Space Marines clash with Astra Militarum, the Space Wolves, and any other faction that dares stand in their way. Sick. Alright. So, I'm guessing based off of this, we have some matchups. I'm thinking Tyranids are probably going against Necrons to
We've got
start.
a few. So like I kind of have that written, but because we're more or less in teams,
Yeah.
the Necrons won't be fighting the Tyranids right at the start.
Right, okay.
But if we want infighting later, we can definitely do infighting.
Oh yeah, no. I'm cool with whatever you got planned.
I'm all for infighting later.
See, if there was Grey Knights here, it would make sense because there are demons.
We'll see, maybe
But we
they
got
come in.
Well, Tyranids don't like to
strategic
eat ham.
sites.
Strategic sites, okay. So that's those locations like the Necropolis, Hive Cities, and stuff. That's like okay, gotcha. So the Necropolis, ancient burial ground of the Necrons, a site of immense importance to the awakening tomb world. Okay, so Necrons are like trying to defend that basically. It's really important to them. Hive City of Viridia, the heart of the planet's industrial and agricultural efforts, which have become ground zero for the Death Guard's corruption. The Glistening Spire, a mysterious structure located deep within the jungle, believed to be a Necron artifact. Its true purpose is unknown, but it radiates with eerie power. The Verdant Expanse, a vast jungle teeming with wildlife and the perfect hiding spot for guerrilla warfare. It also contains untapped natural resources. The Perimeter Outpost, a forward base used by the Astra Militarum, located on the edge of the jungle and key for maintaining supply lines. Okay, so these are kind of like spots that we're mostly trying to fight over. That makes sense.
Let's let them sit for a minute. It's already off. Just leave it. Leave it.
So
That's the
basically, I'm
timer.
making it so that
Once it goes down, they're
for
ready.
each win in the areas, you're going to be
You
starting
can
to gain
load them on your
control.
plate if you want.
And I'll probably reach out to like as you guys win, like probably those that win the battles will probably have a little bit more to decide where they're fighting. But essentially, I've decided to give buffs depending on which one you're taking over.
Oh, these buffs are like based on the location that we're fighting over.
Yeah, so like right now, I think I have you fighting in the spires.
Okay.
Against the custodes.
Right.
So like every battle you win, you're gonna get another level of control, and then once you reach the full control, you add one to the roll to determine if you're going first, even if you're not fighting the spire. So if you get all the control in the spire,
yeah,
and then decide to go to the hive city, you're gonna have a +1 to going first.
If I control the glistening spires, which you're saying though.
Yeah.
Okay. And to control it, I would have to. You're already talking about kind of like my mission, I guess, in my like trying to infect the world, or is that something separate, like for control?
This will be something separate that I'm keeping track of outside.
Oh, okay. So it just depends on like the outcomes of the battles. Okay.
Yeah, but let's say you and Tyler fight.
Yeah.
Let's say you defeat him.
Yeah.
I can then say, go to you and be like, okay, do you want to try to hold more power in the spire, or do you want to go down into the hive city?
Oh, okay. So it makes
I'll
yeah.
probably
Okay.
work with you guys to like, so you can kind of like guide yourselves to where you want to go.
Okay.
But knowing that like, if you decide to go fight, in the hive city, and then someone else goes to fight in the spires, they're gonna start gaining control of that.
Okay. So it's like a tug of war. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Sounds good. These look like juicy boons.
We were in come on. Nothing like a little power talk to get him going bank security.
And then those are the matchups.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Justin, we're going to have to travel really far for our first game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Nice. Okay. See how we got Chaos Demons versus Necrons, the size of the Necropolis, secure the tunnels, the narrative. As cultists defile the ancient tombs beneath Galathor's surface, the blood rites draw the attention of the Immaterium. A warp breach floods the Necropolis with demonic entities just as a Necron overlord awakens to reassert dominion. The demons seek to corrupt the resting tomb world while the Necron rise to reclaim what was never meant for the mortal hands or gods. And then we got Ashtamataran versus Tyranids, strategic site, the abandoned outpost, mission, scattered supplies, narrative. At an old jungle supply station, Ashtamataran scouting parties have reported strange biosigns. Tyranid organisms drawn by the biomass of the sector swarm towards the outpost. The guard must hold this remote facility long enough to warn Hive Viridia before the Tyranids overwhelm the area.
I knew you were
Nice.
bigger.
Lovely.
Then Adeptus Custodes versus Death Guards, strategic site, the Spire District, High Viridia, mission is Insurgency. Deep within the highest reaches of High Viridia, signs of infection appear. The Death Guard, carrying strange from Gravis Mortis, begin infiltrating its infrastructure. The Custodes, sent to purge the taint before it spreads, confront Norgil's favored amidst the towering hive architecture and data vaults. And then we got Space Wolves versus Chaos Space Marines, strategic site, the comms array, mission, empty the vaults. Narrative is both loyalists and traitors starters have intercepted transmissions from a derelict communications tower carrying encrypted messages of unknown origin. The Space Wolves seek to secure the truth, while the Chaos Space Marines desire to corrupt and destroy. Amidst wreckage and static, the hunt begins. Okay, cool. And then these missions, I guess you'll just kind of like give us an idea of what they are, or are these in the rules, like the link that you sent?
Let me check the link, but they are in the rule book.
They're in the rule book. Okay, gotcha.
I didn't see them in the rule book, unless there's a different rule book.
They're technically under the Tyrannic War. I'm just gonna have to repurpose them.
They're on
Your size might be
Wahapedia.
similar.
They're on
Yeah,
Wapedia? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm looking at the security tunnels on Wahapedia right now.
Yes. Your mom was part of the experience, especially taking care of all those foster kids for all these years.
Okay.
I was her daughter. This is a daughter. And where the hell are
Cool.
they now?
All right, so I guess then for like scheduling and stuff like that, because we want to get at least 2 in for the month to try to like keep everything moving along. So I guess we'll try to like what do we think? Do we want to set a time for like when we want to have at least the matches completed, or do we think it's fine to just let you like? Do we want to kind of police ourselves and just try to get 2 in before the end of the month, and then when we finish one, we just reach out to you, James, and then just see if we can get our next mission? Because like it might depend on the outcomes of some of these, so it might be worth it to try to set like in 2 weeks, let's have this match done or something.
Yeah, I think we might have to do that. Go with like the every 2 weeks we need to be trying to do a battle.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's
Just so
fair.
I also
Yeah.
have time to like write up the next part.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we don't want to try to like last minute draft something together. Okay, so we'll say like in 2 weeks
When-
then.
One of your units, you would go for Max's suggestion.
So I guess in that case it'd be like the 21st. Try to have this match done by the 21st, and then
Coming to an end.
just post into the Crusade BR with the details of what happened in your game, and then maybe we'll just do the same thing. We'll have like another call like the 21st or something, and then we can just talk about the next matchups and where we're at with the Crusade. Sound good?
Yeah, that works.
That works for me.
Okay, cool. All right, well let's get to it, and then obviously any other questions, just post them in the chat, and then I'll post the recording of this call so that Colton can see, so he knows what's kind of going on, has an idea, and then I'll talk to Tyler on Saturday just to make sure everything's good. But I'm sure he's gonna want to play. I'll just have to work with him to figure out times.
Yeah, because I think it'll only be tough for him. Like if that date is right, he might have like 2 games that might be difficult. But I can always schedule that with him.
Right. Yeah. Just to make it easier. Yeah, that's fair enough. Cool. All right. Well, cool. All right. Well, thanks for everybody for joining, and then yeah, hopefully we can get this going, and then it'll be fun. It'll be a blast. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Have a good rest of your night. Peace out.
Well, thank you.
Bye.
See you guys.